Alrighty, so I wanted to do another Q&A video, so here's my Q&A for episode 9. So, yeah, I guess this is the first official Q&A for, I guess, leading up for episode 9, because I do them every Wednesday, so, like, next week, we'll have already watched episode 9, so next week's Q&A is going to focus, like exclusively on episode 10, and then we'll continue that week to week. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. We're back on schedule now. The Walking Dead's returning in 4 days from now. I'm super, super hyped. And I do want to remind you guys that I will be streaming live on Twitch, I guess, late Saturday night to, like, early Sunday morning, basically, waiting for the episode to drop. And then once the episode drops, I'm gonna watch it, we'll discuss it, blah blah blah, this and that. Yeah, you'll hear my first reaction on Twitch. I can't show the episode, so I just want to say that because I get a lot of those comments. Everyone's like, well, are you gonna show the episode, or are we gonna be able to hear it? And no, I like none of that. You literally, like, are you crazy? I'm not gonna do anything like that. It's just my reaction to watching it. So we can talk about it, this and that. I'll do a live Q&A like after the episode's over. We'll talk about it. And yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do this every single Sunday. So if you guys are willing to stay up, that late, I mean, everyone sort of has with the previous episode. So obviously we'll continue doing it here. There was less excitement, I think, with Fear the Walking Dead season 7 and The Walking Dead World Beyond, at least earlier on, or for most of World Beyond season 2. Towards the end, I think it got a little bit more exciting, but for a bit there, it definitely wasn't as exciting because there wasn't really a lot to talk about. If you think about it, like, there was not a lot going on. So yeah, season 11 of The Walking Dead Part 2. I'm hyped. Let's go. Let's do this. So let's jump into the Q&A here. First question here from Pro Gamer, or at Trevman, I guess. You posted a timeline here. You said you don't have a question, but this was just posted like an hour ago. I found it on one of the Walking Dead group chats. This looks legit. Figured I shared this with you in terms of a schedule. Now, I looked at it, and I will say, for the most part, I kind of agree, but this works, I guess, if you want The Walking Dead's final episode to air on, I guess, Halloween. It would be the 30th, actually, not Halloween, because the 31st looks like it's on a Monday. So it would be on the 30th. Now, I personally don't see that happening, because that means that The Walking Dead final season is premiering September 11th, and Tales of the Walking Dead would be premiering on June 26th and running straight through, I guess, the rest of the June, or just, yeah, the rest of June there, and then all of July, and then it would, you'd have a week or 2 off there, and then you would jump into The Walking Dead season 11C. Now, I just don't see this being possible because of the fact that we have Fear the Walking Dead season 8 as well, going to be airing that year. And so Fear is going to start airing on October 2nd, or probably October 9th, I'm assuming, which means it's going to be airing the same night as the third last episode of it. It's just sort of, it's oddly timed. I really do believe that half of the schedule, I do believe, is right. Like, I do think that season 7B of Fear the Walking Dead is going to end on June 5th. And then I really think we're going to have basically no Walking Dead content until, I think, like August. Because remember, whenever AMC says a summer release date, at least from what I've noticed anyways, it's usually August. Like, their summer release dates are never like the end of June, the last week of June, or July. It's usually, for the most part, in August, at least when it comes to The Walking Dead. Like, that's just sort of what I've noticed. And last year, they aired The Walking Dead in August, right? I think it was late August is when the first episode came out. That was such a weird time. Usually they release it in October, and I think they're going to continue with that tradition. I think this year they're airing season 11C part 3 in October, and it's going to end at the end of November. It makes so much sense. Like, this way you have Fear airing alongside it too, right? Because you could also do that. And then you can have, again, in August, say it's like August 26th, 25th, or whatever the hell it is. It'll be around there. Tales of the Walking Dead is 6 episodes, so you start airing it there around August 24th, 5th. It goes for 6 weeks. It ends in early October, and then that's where The Walking Dead actually airs. I think that just makes the most sense. And usually, again, they don't really have content airing throughout July, like in terms of Walking Dead content. They usually take that off because you have Comic-Con that month and all that. So I still believe in the schedule that I have, but I'm glad you shared this with me, because it is a little interesting to actually see it like kind of played out like this. But I still do think that, like, The Walking Dead's not going to end in October. It's going to end in like the very, very end of November, which is where it has always ended, right? Like, it's always ended in November, sometimes early December, since like the show's ever began. So from at Coco Rosita, who do you think will be the MVPs of episode 9? I'm going to say, I mean, off the top of my head, I guess, in terms of the certain storylines going on, I'm going to say Maggie, I think, is going to be the one over there. I don't think Daryl's going to do much there. I mean, Daryl's probably going to be a big part of that story at the end there. And in terms of that drama, Negan will as well. Gabriel too. I just think Maggie's going to be, I think in that story, she's going to be the MVP because the Reaper story is sort of Maggie's story. So I think she's going to be up there because I think there's going to be some decisions to be made there in terms of like what she does with Negan and all of that. So yeah, I definitely think Maggie will be a big part of that. Now, besides her, I think in terms of other characters, I feel like it's got to be Aaron, right? Aaron, and then I think that's basically it, to be honest. Next question here from Corey. What do you think happens to Leah if she doesn't die? Personally, I believe if Leah doesn't die, well, I mean, it's been confirmed already. She's not going to die. I think the way she gets out of it is she just runs away. I think Maggie's going to have the choice to kill her. I think she's just going to end up fleeing. I think Daryl's going to be like, no, don't. Like, I think that could be the time where Daryl's like actually tells Maggie that like I'm in love with her or I think he might actually say that then because you got to remember where Daryl is at right now. Like Connie's dead to him, right? But not only that, I do think regardless, even when he does find out that Connie's alive, I think there's going to be some issues there between him with Leah and Connie because like he might have these newer feelings for Connie. I think he still might like Connie more, but it's just that complexity there. There's definitely going to be some issues there because obviously, in a way, he loves Leah because like Daryl doesn't love anyone. He never does, and he really opened up to her. Lived with her for, what was it, 10 months, I think? So like, or I think it took 10 months for that to happen. And then they were together for a couple months. So it was something like that anyways. Like they were together for a long time. So Daryl and Leah have a very, very close attachment that I don't think should just be dropped out of nowhere. So I think that Daryl is going to, open up there to Maggie, tell her to please let her survive. Just let her walk this and that. And I think she will, but everyone else is obviously going to die. I think Maggie's going to take everyone else out. From @Zasman300, how would you want this week's episode to end? And what's one major complaint from the first half that you hope they fix in part 2? Well, I guess for how I want part 2 to end, episode 9 to end, I'm guessing it's something that I'm not really expecting, I guess, because I'm just sort of assuming that the Commonwealth show up. They're like, whoa, they're going to get this offer. And then it's just going to, I want it to end in a way where I'm like, oh, okay, that scene went a little bit differently. I was expecting them to go in that direction, but the scene overall looked different. I want to be surprised a little bit there. In terms of what I want them to fix, and the one major complaint I would have about part 1 is I just want them to have an actual exciting story, which I think they're going to get by default with the Commonwealth. The Reaper arc wasn't really that exciting. And I think earlier on it felt like it. Well, actually, earlier than that, it didn't. Because earlier than that, we had the bonus episodes. The Reapers were kind of intriguing, but I wasn't that excited about them because I knew they weren't the next big threat. It was the Commonwealth. But once we got into episode 1, episode 2, and 3, those first 3 episodes there, the darkness of it all, that subway tunnel, the fighting in the woods there. It looks so good. I was so excited. I was like, damn, I want The Walking Dead to go here. This looks really, really cool. And then episode 4 aired and it just sort of fell off. So I would want them to actually have a really compelling story, something that's actually exciting to wait week to week. Because in part 1, I was excited for where things could go because I thought things were going to go in certain directions. But man, every episode really felt a little off. And again, I really think all of that is fixed basically by default because every character is now going up against the Commonwealth. There's not like some characters dealing with Alexandria's like food and supply shortage, right? You don't have other characters held captive at the Commonwealth or other characters going to the Meridian. It was 3 separate storylines with 3 pretty big, I would say, threats. And so I think that now it's all condensed into one major threat. They're all going to have different storylines, but it's all sort of under the same umbrella, if you get what I mean. This one here is from @Luna. Do you think Daryl will become and stay a Commonwealth soldier, or do you think he will have a part in the Resistance? Oh, he's totally having a part in the Resistance. At first, obviously, he's going to join that the cause. He'll be made to because I think he'll believe that it's the right decision. But in the end, he definitely will be a part of the Resistance. Actually, I think at first, I don't even think, first of all, I don't think Daryl's going to be the one who causes the Resistance. I think it's going to be other characters like Rosita. And if Magna dies from like Yumiko or someone else, other bigger moments that happen like that, and other revelations coming out because Carol finds this out about the Commonwealth. Sebastian does this. He's killed this person. Eugene finds out about the Stephanie stuff. I think a lot of things coming out, everyone's going to start to freak out. And, Mercer's going to be like, screw this shit. I'm not listening to you, Pamela Milton. I want whoever the hell is going to be taking Rick's position. If it's Daryl, if it's Ezekiel, he's going to be like, I want this person here to be the leader. And I think that Daryl's probably not going to really be a part of that, because I think he's just going to be in jail the whole time. I think he'll just be thrown in jail towards the end. It might be an episode or two. And then I think he'll be broken out, and then everyone else will break out, and then you'll get this whole thing. But anyways, from @Kale, do you think we'll meet Pamela at the end of episode 9 or the start of episode 10? Love the videos, man. You're my favorite Walking Dead YouTuber. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I think it's so hard, because I heard a long time ago that it was supposed to happen in 9, but then I see certain things and I'm like, I don't know, maybe it happens in 10. I am in the belief right now that I think it's going to happen in episode 10. In episode 9, I think we're gonna close the door on a bunch of different storylines from part 1, but we're gonna open up a new door here to the Commonwealth. I think we're gonna see Lance Hornsby. I think we're gonna see Eugene and a bunch of other characters arrive with them, to the to Alexandria to offer them this ticket to the Commonwealth. But I don't think Pamela at this point actually went on this drive. I think she's definitely going to go to Alexandria and stuff at some point, but I don't see it in episode 9. I think the first time we see her will be in 10, and it's going to be doing some sort of speech or whatever. I think all that's going to be playing out in 10, but yeah. This one here from @WhomTheBell. Can you do another Q&A for fans that don't have AMC Plus? Well, I mean, that's kind of hard to do. Like, obviously this one here, I haven't watched episode 9 yet, so this one's not going to contain spoilers for it. Next week's Q&A will contain spoilers for episode 9, and we're going to be talking about stuff that, going into episode 10. And it's honestly really hard to do. Like, that's sort of the thing with all of it, because I want to be real when I'm doing videos and giving my thoughts. I don't want to be fake, like, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen, blah, 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 but I already knew it was going to happen. I don't want to do that. So, like, I would have to do a Q&A video basically pretending like I haven't watched episode 9. I don't know. It just doesn't sound that entertaining to me. So if anything, the one thing I would suggest is maybe just check out the Q&A after you've watched it, like after it actually comes out on cable. That's just one of the things that, honestly, it sucks. Like, the fact that AMC Plus releases it a week early has messed everything up so much that, like, it's sort of ripped the fan base's viewing experience apart, right? It's everyone's not watching it all at the same time. I think most people are watching it early, though. It seems like, based off of the numbers and stuff, I think most people are watching it like this Sunday, but there's still those people who obviously watch it on cable who are just gonna kind of suffer for it. And I honestly, I hate that. That's why I think for the very last episode, for that one at least, you need to actually have it air on the same night. Everyone needs to watch it at the same time. And I don't even know what I'm going to do for that one. Like, do I just wait a week or something? Like I don't know what to do with that. Like, I'm really, really praying that for the last episode, they actually hold it off a week, and that, so basically, I guess between episode 23 and 24, we, like, for AMC Plus viewers, we'll have to wait 2 weeks before we actually watch the very last episode, but that's totally cool. Yeah, it's going to be a weird thing, and I do think that AMC is going to really, really hear about it once we actually get into the fall, right? Once we're gearing up to that final episode, because, like, if they don't do it, people are going to be pretty pissed off. I think the fan base in general is going to be pretty pissed off, because it feels so off, and this is actually the main reason why. They're going to air it. Say they actually aired on AMC Plus. So say it airs, like, I don't know, November 20th or something, right? November 19th. Just yeah, let's go with November 19th. So all AMC Plus viewers will watch it on that day. And then we'll just be like, holy shit, that's how The Walking Dead ends. We'll be watching it at, like, what, 3 in the morning, like 3 a.m. Eastern, right? Everyone will be talking about it, freaking out. I'll do my videos that night, blah, blah, blah. Wake up the next morning, do some more videos. And then that's, everyone's reacting to it on Twitter. The week later on that Sunday, so say that's November 26th, everyone else on cable will be watching it. Talking Dead is going to be airing that Sunday, which means that, I don't know, it just feels so off. It's like the party's sort of been split into 2 parts, and, like, that's not fun, right? Like, we're going to have half the party here. You got to stop partying for a little bit, and then next weekend you can continue partying. Like, it's a buzzkill, man. Like, you want the whole fan base to have fun. So I just think that last episode, they got to hold off on that. I really think they will, though. I actually do, like, I know people are worried about it, and I still think we should be worried about it. We should voice our concerns just in case. But I do have faith in AMC. Like, I think they heard that. I think actually a show that they're airing at some point this year, they actually postponed the finale for like 2 weeks or something like that, just so everyone can watch it on cable at the same time. So I think that was a hint. I think The Walking Dead is going to do the same. I don't think we have anything to worry about here, but obviously until we actually know, we should still be a little bit worried. But yeah, last question here, and I know this video is pretty long. Do you think Maggie finds Frost's body instead of Alden's? I've seen this comment quite a bit. I do think this is also an option. Like, there's a shot of Maggie here where it looks like she's super angry. It actually does make more sense that she could be finding Frost's body here, because Frost did die outside the Reaper camp, right? Alden didn't. Alden died. Well, if he did die, I mean, he's at the church, right? So for Alden to be over here, a Reaper would have had to like taken him over here, which is also possible. But I think at this point, it kind of makes more sense that like, I think she'll just be out there, and then she'll find Frost on the ground, and then she'll just be like all pissed off and then start freaking out and killing all of the Reapers. I think that just makes the most sense, but I do think Alden is still going to die. I mean, like, the other option obviously is that he doesn't die, but like, where is he in the trailer then? Like, what happens to Alden after this? All of this literally just makes no sense to me. Like, they leave Alden in the church. I mean, they made it seem like he was going to die, like he was bleeding out. This was going to be a scary mission for them to leave him here. Hopefully, you know, once they return, he was going to be fine. But it's just so off. Like, so what? You're going to go back, you'll find him, and then you just like, you guys go back to Alexandria, and then that's it. Like, this whole Alden mystery was literally nothing. Like, I don't know. That's so underwhelming. I'd be so mad about that. So I'm holding out hope that Alden's actually going to die in 9. I think it has to happen. Who else is going to die? It's not Leah. It doesn't seem to be Gracie. I think it's Alden. I think Alden's going to be the big character death of episode 9. So anyways, thank you guys so much. If you guys actually made it to the end here, that's really, really great. I really do appreciate that. Actually, let me know if you made it to the end. Like, if you actually made it to the end, comment down below and let me know that you did, because I think that's super cool. I'm actually really curious to know how many people watch like all the way through. I know in general, when I watch like YouTube videos, I don't watch the whole video because sometimes it might get a little boring. Like, I get to the point, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. You know, I'm making content as if it's like a mini podcast in a sense, right? Even though it's not, but I'm just giving my thoughts. It's just sort of the thing that I do. It's not like a quick minute or 2, 3, 4, 5 minute thing. I give my thoughts on the topic and I just sort of talk, and I don't want it to be heavily edited or anything like that. So yeah, for the people who actually listened all the way to the end, I really appreciate you. Again, let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I guess stay tuned for tomorrow with another video. And again, The Walking Dead is returning in 4 days.